What's up guys, Brennan here, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a piano tutorial for the song Where's My Love by Syml or Syml, I'm not sure exactly how you say it. But it's a beautiful song and I'm super excited to show you guys this tutorial. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It helps me out as a small creator here on YouTube, and then it helps you guys out because then you don't miss out on any of my future piano tutorials, piano covers, and original music. Also wanted to thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. That made my entire year seeing that notification. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'm really happy you're liking my videos. So before we get into the video, I'm just gonna go ahead and play the arrangement that you'll be learning in full today. So we're going to start with the intro. In the right hand, you're going to have your third finger here on C, and your thumb here in G. And you're going to go like this together. Then you're going to move your third finger up one to D and do those together. Then you move your pinky all the way up to G and you do these together. And then you go down to F, these together. Then you go down to D sharp, those together, right? Then you go down to D, these together. Starting on this one together. Move up one. Jump all the way up to G. Down to F. And then in the next half, you have your thumb here in G and your pointer finger on C, and you do these together. Then you move your pointer finger down to B flat, and then back to C. So all together, that section, these two, up to D, G, next part, okay, without me talking. And then in the left hand, so you're going to start with the pattern is your pinky here on C, pointer finger on G, thumb on C, back to G. So it goes like bottom, middle, top, middle. And then you repeat, bottom, middle, top, middle. Okay? Then you do the same thing up here with your pinky on D sharp, pointer finger on B flat, thumb on D sharp. And you do bottom, middle, top, middle. Repeat, bottom, middle, top, middle. Then you go up to this, do the same thing, pinky on G sharp, pointer finger on D sharp, thumb on G sharp. And you do the same pattern, bottom, middle, top, middle. Repeat, bottom, middle, top, middle. Okay, then the last one you do is your pinky down to F, pointer finger on C, thumb on F. And you go, same pattern, bottom, middle, top, middle, bottom, middle, top, middle. So the pattern should go like this. First one. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. Start over. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. So remember, you're ending in the middle each time. So without me talking, you can just watch my hands here. Repeat. Okay, so feel free to pause the video and practice what you've learned thus far, but we're going to go ahead and move on to the next part here. So we're going to put both hands together for this first section. Here we go. So you need to have your thumb and your middle finger here, and then have your hand ready on the first pattern. So you come in at the exact same time. So it's going to be like this. Now when we move in the left hand, we move in the right hand. Move again in the right hand. Now here's the hard part. We go. Okay, let's go over that again. So from the top, we have these two at the same time. Next one. Next one. So that's. So this one, you're playing when you hit the F. And then this one, you're playing when you hit the F up here. So it's like F, middle, F, middle. It's a little bit tricky on the timing. So just to go over that a third time, it is. So from the top, full speed, it should be like this. And then we go into the next part. So then remember in the right hand, and the left hand's the same as what we just learned. So it's switch, switch. Now on this one, you don't play anything in the right hand. So to go over that second part, it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next part here. So now we get into where he sings the vocals. So the left hand is pretty much that same pattern. It changes a little bit slightly, so I'm going to show you that next part when we get to it, but we're going to start with the right hand melody. So here we go. You're going to have your third finger here in C, and it's going to go. So that's C, B flat, G, 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 F. Then it goes C, G, G, B flat, B flat, C, C. So that's. So let's try that all together. Second part. Okay, then we immediately go into this next part, which is, so that's thumb on C, pointer finger on D, third finger on D sharp, and then you go back and forth between F and D sharp. So it's. Try that with me. Okay, then we get into this part. So that's your pinky on G and F, and you go back and forth, then you go jump up to B flat, down to G. So that's. And then you do D sharp, F, and then you repeat what you just did. Okay, so that's a lot. We're going to go over that whole section again. So it's going to be hard to go over each note. So just watch me do it here full speed. Here we go. Now, on this part, I move my third finger to my thumb, and then that way I have room to play this next part. So just watch me do that, where it's. move to my thumb. Okay, now we get to this next part. Repeat. So now we're going to put both hands together. So the left hand stays the same for this section, just like we learned that pattern. Best ways to learn it is to just watch me do it nice and slow. So it's going to be like this, starting at the same time. B flat. Tricky. Let's go over it again. I'm going to try and slow it down as much as possible. So it's like you come in on the G, but between these two keys. So it's like, the F at the same time that you go back down on this one. So it's these at the same time. So all together. So this third part is a little bit tricky, so it's gonna go like this. And when you go back down to this is when you play the G's. So it's gonna be like. So it's gonna be like. Just know you come in on the G when you're on this middle one, so it's switch. Next part. Switch. Switch. So again, this is a little bit tricky, but the best way to kind of learn this is to watch me do it over and over and then kind of put both individual parts on their own together. So you practice each one individually, and then when you put it together, it's a lot easier. So it's going to be like this, nice and slow. I'm going to go through the whole thing again. Next part. Okay, next part. Switch. 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 Now at this point we get into a different part of the song. So I'm going to just go over that full speed, what it should sound like, both hands together. Now my best tip for this, because I know this is kind of tricky, is to get each hand down on its own before you try and put both together. Because if you're still thinking about the right hand part before you've really learned it, and then you're still thinking about the left hand part, when you put it together, it's going to seem extremely hard. So you just practice the right hand part alone on its own for a bit, then the left hand alone on its own for a bit, and then when you put both together, you kind of know each part, and then it's like easy to put together. And here we go. Same time. So this last one, you come in on the G's at the same time. So it's going to be like this. So it's switch, switch. Then you do this one, the second time you repeat the pattern. So it's like, then you go into the repeat part, switch, switch. Now at this point, you repeat this pattern 2 additional times. So you're doing it 4 times total. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is an entirely new part. You have your pinky on B flat, middle finger on D, and thumb on F, and it goes. So that's bottom, middle, top, middle, and you repeat just like we learned earlier. You're just doing different keys. So it's bottom, middle, top, middle, repeat. Then you move up to here, so you have to jump quite a bit to your pinky on G, middle finger on B flat, and thumb on D. And you go bottom, middle, top, middle, bottom, middle, top, middle. So you're doing that twice. And then this last one, it's G sharp, C, and D sharp. So it's, so this one you do twice, and then you hit this additional key, which is G sharp. So it goes, hold this one. So just to go over that, you do this one 4 times. New one twice. This one. This one. Okay. So then you don't play anything in the right hand at all. So how it's going to go is you're going to be playing that last section we learned, and then you immediately go into this new left hand part. So I'm going to just play the full thing full speed right here so you can see it. Okay, so then at this point, we go back to the intro that we learned at the beginning. Exactly the same. So it goes like this. Okay, and then this next part is a repeat of what we just learned in the next section, section 2. So then it goes exactly what we learned. the left hand is exactly the same, right? The new section we learned. Right? And then the right hand is a new part. So we're going to learn that here. So that's pointer finger on D sharp and third finger on F. And you go. So you play this one once and this one 4 times. Repeat. Then you go. So that's G, D sharp, F, D sharp, C. So it's. So then you do these 2 again, where it's this one once and this one 4 times, and you repeat that. Repeat. Now, instead of doing again, you go. So that's G, D sharp, and then you jump up here to G sharp, G, C. It's a little bit tricky. It's one more time. G, D sharp, G sharp, G, C. And then you go, please come home, which is third finger on C and thumb on G. So it's, you do G twice. Okay, so just to put this whole part together in the right hand, because we're adding a part, you go like this. Switch to your thumb. Then you go to the next new part. Next part. And like I said, that new left hand part we learned kind of goes with this new right hand part. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, both hands together here. So just like the part we learned earlier. This is a little bit tricky timing wise, so you go. Switch. Switch. So just to go over that. Then you go back to this one and you repeat that whole left hand. right hand part you do on its own. So I know this might be a little bit tricky, guys, because you're doing a lot in both hands, but just know that the more you practice this, the easier you'll be able to get the timing. Probably putting both hands together is one of the hardest things about learning piano songs. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just practice each one of these sections of the video as you go and take it nice and slow. If you have any questions, you can definitely let me know in the comments below. All right, so now, after we do the please come home, we keep the left hand the same, so that's good news. And the right hand, we do a new part. So it's gonna be, and then it starts over. So that's pinky on C, thumb on G, B flat, C. So try that. And then you go F, D sharp, C. So that's. That's a little bit tricky. And then you go G, F, D sharp, F, and then it starts over. Start over. Okay, so do it 2 whole times. And like I said, the left hand is the same. So we're gonna put both hands together. It's gonna be like this. I'm gonna slow it down as best as I can. Switch. 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 And then it starts over. So feel free to pause the video and practice that. So then we do a repeat of the earlier section that we learned where it goes. Just like we learned. This part changes. Repeat of that earlier section, so it's repeat. Please come home. Okay, just like we learned. Now, the last little bit is the same left hand, but in the right hand, instead of doing right, you're gonna actually do the same thing just higher up on the piano. Just like we learned earlier. Okay? Left hand's the same, so here we go. So then at this point then is the actual end of the song. So then what I like to do at the end is I go. So I play in my pinky C and I go cross over to D sharp, G, C. So that's C, G, C, D sharp, G, C. So just to put those last two sections together, it's going to be like this. Alright guys, and there you have it. That is the entire song of Where's My Love. If you like this video, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my future content. Also, don't forget to create art, and I'll see you guys next time.